Hello to my Saggies. This is Queen Amun-Ra coming to you with your general reading. Let's get some Ascension oil here. Let's get some awakening oil on. Let's get started. Let's get this going. Let's get into your reading. This is a general reading, so take only what resonates with you. If you're interested in a personal reading, my information is on my website, queenamunra.com. You'll see it in the description below. Let's get into your reading. This reading is for the 21st to the 28th of September, right? Where the Hierophant card leads your spread. That's right, it leads your reading, right? So the 21st actually kicks off a new moon in Virgo and also a solar eclipse, right? So you're hitting a major reset button. That's everybody. So it's a super new you, right? And so we're kicking off with, Spirit calls you into sacred wisdom and divine alignment. This week begins with guidance from higher teachings and traditions here, right? So you have an innate spiritual understanding of the challenge. The challenge is the fool. The challenge is surrendering to the unknown. Spirit reminds you that faith and trust are needed as you step into new pathways. So people will think that people are foolish from walking away from a job or foolish from walking away from it seems like something is solid and stable. People seem like a fool, right? If they walk away from something, right? Seem like they're taking a risk, jumping off a ledge, right? Except here we have the Tower card. Total recall reminds us that we all have a purpose, right? And when it's time to close out a cycle, it's time to close out a cycle and be obedient to what source, the creator, is telling all of us to do. So something has ended. Something has ended, right? And here's a death card. Something has ended as far as you're concerned. You've gone through a very powerful transformation. It's already unfolded. And Spirit affirms that you've released what no longer serves and clears space for soul rebirth. Your soul is in rebirth status. You are saying you're built, you're solid, you're very patient, you're very solid energy. And that's what a lot of people say is that it doesn't matter what people believe about them. When you're saying that you're very solid, stable energy, no matter what entities try to come up against you, no matter what kind of dark moon magic they try to use to overwhelm you, no matter what type of nightmare they try to bring into your life, Source is saying to you, you're solid. You have a purpose. There's a purpose for everything. Everything serves a purpose. And your influence, your future influence is the star, right? Hope, healing, and divine clarity are on the horizon for you. Spirit shows you that you're entering into alignment with your highest destiny. And so knowing that you were born to be a star, we are not talking about celebrity, is very powerful. When you say, you know what, everything serves a purpose, everything has a time and space. If you're getting to a point where you feel like you're overwhelmed and people are doing the absolute most to try to overwhelm you, you're saying, okay. A lot of us can speak to being bullied in the workplace, right? And some people will literally sit there in a workplace until they develop all sorts of internal medical problems. And I won't say which organization I used to work for, but I knew very early on, while I was still in the beginning stages, of who was being targeted in the workplace. As I was seeing, as people were either retiring early or leaving the job, it was quite evidence in the physical realm who was being targeted. Some people, they were literally dying before they could even get to retirement age, and some people were busy, you see them pictures with them sailing on yachts and boats and golfing and having a good time. And so for a person to obey source, not crack under pressure that human is intentionally doing, it only sends that karma right back to them, because they are not being obedient to source. It's not obedience to source if you stay on a job and you clearly can see that it's causing you health issues and people are they're doing their absolute best to overwhelm you. You see people drinking, they go into all these mental health appointments because they just stressed out about a job, talking to people who clearly don't want to help. They're not qualified to help. And so Source is saying you are taking some kind of note to say some things you're just closing out a cycle. You're not running from anything. You're built strong. You have an innate spiritual understanding that some people, like I said before, they do things in secret to try to overwhelm energies. And that's not how you live. That's not how you're living. You're seeing something from a higher frequency and how karma works, right? Somebody's seeing some karma at play here. And so not because it's gossip, because you heard somebody tell you something, you're actually seeing it in your face. You're seeing karma do its thing. You're seeing it happen, right? And so your the conscious goal is the Magician card, right? So you seek to manifest with intention, and so Spirit confirms your conscious desire to wield your gifts and co-create with your reality with purpose. What is the purpose? What is the purpose of you going to a job where people are every single day trying to get you fired? What is the purpose of that? It does not show weakness that, okay, you're going where you're appreciated and not where you're tolerated. What is the purpose of staying somewhere where you develop a drinking problem or all kinds of spirits are around you? What is it? Some people will literally sit at their desk, and I've heard people say this, I'm not moving until they set my desk on fire. What in the world would you want to wait until your desk is set on fire? For a paycheck? When you'll never be without a job with Source, the Creator. So you're seeing karma in your face, like you're seeing it like play out real time, because people are being disobedient to what Source is telling them to do, right? So whoever was trying to get you fired on a job or whatever, you're seeing it. You're seeing stress right in your face, right? Not that that's something that you prayed for. You don't want to see somebody go through that. I'm not about praying for people's downfall. Have no mercy on people's demons. We're not talking about on the human itself. When you hear me say have no mercy on them, I'm saying have no mercy on people's demons, their temptation, that physical flesh. Hey, listen, I see you're taken over by another spirit. Hey, let me back up. I'm better off praying for you. Have no mercy on the demons. It's like you're going against spiritual warfare. Your fight is not against flesh and blood. It's against those evil those entities. And so prayer is going to be your weapon. So Source is saying to you here with the Wheel of Fortune, the universe is shifting. This is external influences. The universe is shifting cycles around you. And so Spirit highlights karmic turns, bringing synchronicities and opportunities your way. Some people have this star right here. Some people have sold you out for stardom, have sacrificed you for stardom, right? And this is what a lot of people have in common. It's like somebody wanted to be a star, and we're not talking about celebrity, but somebody wanted to be a star. Some people think star is celebrity, but someone wanted to shine, and they sold you out. I mean, after all the sacrifices that you made. And so you're just saying, oh, wow. Now you know what pack they're running with, right? Wolves are not just about wolves in sheep's clothing. That's what some people say. Oh, they're a wolf in sheep's clothing. Yeah, that's the dark side of it. But the light side of it has to do with, enlightening people. Are you on the side of enlightenment, or are you on the side of keeping people in the dark about things? And so now that you recognize you're seeing karma play out, you're seeing something from a higher frequency, like, oh my God. Some people would actually sacrifice certain people just for fame or just for such and such. They would actually have someone ended just for fame. They would literally have someone declared as feeble-minded just for fame. Oh my God. For real. Like, what in the world? Right? So some people may feel like they have won something when a person retreats and moves on with their lives, and they sitting there clapping and cheering. Yes, we if enough of us get together, we knew we could do it. We all got together around the moon, a full moon, we can end somebody, right? But obedience is better than sacrifice. People's arms are too short to box with the Creator. And so even after people move on, that's still not enough for some people. That's what you're starting to see. Somebody is starting to see that even after you have stood down in an office setting with all the sacrifices that you made, let's say in your workplace, you stood down, you said, you know what? Hey, you're going to just come into your office and say hello and goodbye. That's it. you prayed about it. Source told you, hey, I have your next wealthy place ready for you. And some people are still trying to get you fired. Still, they can't help themselves. That's a God complex. Then all of a sudden, you see what's happening in the workplace with somebody. You start seeing dismantling happening in the office. It's not touching you. You're in a very vulnerable space. But you're starting to see a complete breakdown of stuff, because Source is saying all you need to do is be obedient. You're dealing with some obsessed energies. They're obsessed with ending an energy. If you don't do it this way, we have the power and the authority to end you. You said, you know what, Source, what do you want me to do? So I said, I just want you to pray, and I just want you to sit back. You're divinely protected. I want you to just sit back and watch. So right now, people are gathered around talking. 2 and 1 is 3. People are they're inspired to talk, gather around. You know, we knew we gathered around in a circle and we held hands. You know, we could, you know, we stay tethered to each other, right? We could end something. We could put an end to somebody's star, right? We're not talking about a particular zodiac sign. We can put an end to someone's 11th house. That's friends and allies, right? That's relationships, you know, community. We can put an end to someone's community. Wherever they go, if we all stick together, we can end them wherever they go, right? But the thing is about rebirth is, as you're continuing to make a powerful transformation, Source is continually getting you ready for your next wealthy place. What I'm seeing here in the cards, if there's somebody on your job, because we're sitting here with an organization who is doing their darndest to end you, to get you fired, what Source is preparing you for is elevation. That's what Source is preparing you for, elevation, because your star is going to shine regardless. You know your worth and you know your value. You've already deposited enough good energy out into the universe. It's already traveled far and wide. Remember, people keep forgetting that you are ruled 9th house. And because you have already, news has already traveled about your gifts, there's nothing someone who feels like they can end you can do to you. Absolutely nothing. Because they're not your God. They just have a God complex. They thought they could end you. But Source says, no, you're getting ready for elevation that you're getting ready to see right in plain sight. Source is going to show you the physical evidence. To show you the physical evidence of something. Because you are optimistic, freedom loving, and intellectual. That's why Source is going to show you something right in your face. Let's look at it. Let's look at this here. So anytime you're part of anything where people want to, let's all gather around and get that person in the office fired, or let's get that person kicked out of such and such and such and such because they won't do some dark magic, they won't be a part of such and such and such and such. All you need to do is sit back and watch. Not go along with that flow and jump on the bandwagon. Sit back and watch. I'm a magnet for brilliant ideas. This is you. You're a magnet for brilliant ideas. Somebody could be working in an office environment right now that has a human resources complaint. And all you need is that one person in the office to make something stick. That one person, you're going to see them fall. Because they knew that they were going up against something that Source told them to leave it alone. The new one is extra special. Your peace is paramount. It's time to start dating again for somebody. Somebody is an incubus. I'm telling you, somebody is not being completely honest about something. And so because somebody is doing something in the dark and something is coming to light, whoever this incubus is, whoever is brought on board to be that one person to get you fired, or you, whoever you are, get you fired, Source is saying it's not going to stick. That one energy who didn't ask at the root what's going on, what's happening, no nothing, who felt like they were the key, like they were the answer. They were so perfect that they were the answer to overwhelming people. Source is saying that's the energy that you're going to see fall. You have the gift of telepathy. This is the transference of thoughts, feelings, or ideas intuitively, emotively, and superconsciously. Because somebody lied about their status. So here we have the spy is now turned on. Angel, the angel of Gabriel, the messenger of God. The reason why you see the Tower card here is because you're about to have a total recall of everything somebody told you. But they had to first cut the air supply. They had to just end it. They had to end something and focus on their star, whoever it is. This could be you. You had to say, okay, I'm not going to lunch with certain people anymore. They can think that you're being antisocial in the office. They can think whatever, but you're overwhelmed. You're overwhelmed. You're just like, and having a total recall, now everything is going to start backdrag, like pouring in. Oh my God, I remember this, I remember that. And you're like, oh, heck no. Right? So yeah, you have the gift of precognition. This is what I just say. You have the gift of foreknowledge. Your memory is about to become crystal clear. When I say you get ready to start remembering everything, you're closing out a cycle in love. You're following your heart. And you have the gift of clairsentience. You pick up on others' vibrations, their emotions, their moods and feelings. Somebody is not telling you that they're an incubus, that they are attached to a sex demon. They're not telling you that. And those demons are real. They're very, very real. If somebody has a spirit of a sex demon attached to them, whether it's an incubus or succubus, if they have a spirit of gluttony, all that's a spirit of whatever the spirit of, it's going to be exposed. But first, it's coming as a somebody has a Leviathan spirit, a spirit of envy. That's what they're saying about you. You envy somebody, right? So, but don't forget that rest is a form of self-care. So things are starting to flow to you like water. The best you can do with somebody with any kind of a spirit attached to them, a demonic entity attached to them, is to pray for them, not pray on them. And that's exactly what's happening here, is that after all the sacrifices that you made, and this is what a lot of people are experiencing. That's why some stories sound like people are talking about people behind their backs and they don't even know people. Because a lot of people are experiencing the same thing. People being exploited for their temptations. So if their temptation in this case right here is an incubus spirit, and people are like, okay, we need to eliminate this issue over here is a problem. And we need to make as much, we can make a fortune off of this energy. All we need to do is just keep as much sex around them as possible, in a circle. We all need to come together, and we're going to exploit this energy until we don't care, until we can get every drop of dime out of this energy. So it's saying you're starting to see something. You're starting to see what you have in common with some energies. So the new one is extra special. Because with that demon, other demons can attach to it. Something that they can't get rid of. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff that's going on. And when I'm not talking about a disease, I'm talking about like a spirit of like depression, overwhelm, drinking. I mean, it just becomes bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, where now it's like it's overwhelming for you. Because somebody would not just pray for energies in the beginning. Something just became big, just grew bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. All because people say, okay, they envy something. So that's what I'm seeing for you. So somebody could envy, your gifts and secretly want to end you if they can't exploit you. All you need to do is pray for them and step back and watch. Like I said, watch how short their arms. Their arms are too short to box with Source, the Creator. Loss. Yeah. So sometimes you learn through true offering loss. You make a passionate invitation for love to take over and bring her own plan instead of the egos. Some people would rather see somebody drown in alcoholism or drown in just drown just because they can make a fortune after somebody feel like, oh my God, we hit the jackpot. This is the Temperance card. We feel so lucky. We hit the jackpot. I'm telling y'all, this company, this place that I work for, it was so obvious. I knew I had a seer has the gift of foresight. I'm like, oh my God. It's so obvious who is not leaving here, who is not lasting. close to retirement or shortly after retirement, and who is actually having a rebirth into a better life after. So what the heck is this? So that's what Source is trying to tell somebody, is that something is about to become so clear to you. But it has to come from Source, because human beings are not, another human being is not your God. It's going to have to come from Source. It has to, because that's the only way it's going to make sense to you. So good luck. 200. You make your own fortune in life. You have been working hard in life. Sometimes it's necessary to expect good things to come out of that, not just more hard work. Your angels want to send you that lucky break, big opportunity, or moment of respite, right? Respite. And so, but you have to believe it's coming and visualize what you want so badly, even if it's frightening to admit what it is. Sit and ponder that what life will look like when you get it. 200. Yeah. So you double people's peace. It's like you're a good luck charm, and people know it. And so when people know that you are a good luck charm and they feel fortunate to have you on their team, except you won't do what you're doing things your way, right? You won't just, you're a mutable sign, but you won't just go along with their flow, and they do things to overwhelm you by attacking you, attacking your kids, attacking your family, or just attacking everything to overwhelm you, piling extra work on your desk. And you say, okay, you know what? I'm gonna let Source fight this battle. Let them deal with Source. Let them tussle with Source. You're not operating in the physical realm at that point. You're saying, this is spiritual warfare. Let them go ahead and kapow and kapoom, like on Batman when you see these little signs pop out. We're not talking about weapons. We're just saying they just, swinging and fighting and infighting and all this stuff, because they having their own internal battle. So Source is saying something is no longer a secret at this point. Something is no longer a secret that you were sacrificed. So that is what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful, but the spy is now turned on. And these are other people that's sitting back watching you. Like, this person can't see that they're being sacrificed. Like, what? So, yeah, it's not always obvious at first. It's not always obvious at first. But like I said before, you're learning to end something, because you're saying, you know what? You're tired of foolishness. You're tired of foolishness. Anytime people go to a length because of envy, you're envying others, somebody's envying your gifts or your position or whatever. When you see people do that and they're willing to literally end people, Source is saying you're just tired. You're done with the foolishness. Whoever you are, you're just done with the foolishness. So adjust your crown. Whoever you are, somebody felt like they were going to win at all costs, but the universe is in your favor. Universe is in your favor. So continue sending out love and light. Continue sending out love and light. I'm telling you, as soon I don't know who I'm talking to, but whoever you are, you may have stood down. You may have just gone along with Source's flow, and people felt like, okay, they still haven't crushed you enough. They still haven't. Just your mere presence, because you're a magnet for brilliant idea. Just your mere presence is offensive to some people, that you did not have the type of an ending the way they wanted you to have an ending. That's when that karma is coming back so hard. It's sad. It's sad to sit back and watch. Yeah, so there's hope for everybody. There's hope for everybody, but somebody really wanted you in some kind of a cycle. We'll keep you in the loop. We'll let you know. Okay, we'll keep you in the loop. We'll let you know. You don't even want to know. You don't even want to know. Don't call you. Don't text you. You don't have nothing to do with that. You don't want to keep being kept in the loop. Oh, we got somebody to quit. We got somebody to move on. We ended them. We just band together. And we just band together. We could get that person to end. We could just end them. That's a touching and agreeing. We ending people. But Source is saying anytime people are getting excited about ending people, something is very wrong with that picture. Something is very wrong with that picture. And somebody, let's all go to HR and get that manager fired. What? What? Why? Oh, you don't want to be a part of the team. We're going to have to get you fired too. So source is just saying to you, there's hope for everybody. The universe is in your favor. Adjust your crown. Your peace is paramount. You're on the part of a whole bunch of chaos and confusion and drama, but you will be having a total recall of a lot of things that's coming back to you just because you decided to leave the foolishness behind. You're built different. You just built different, right? That's what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful. See you in the next video. Bye.